Welcome to this quiz. I've got 100 brand new and exciting general knowledge quiz questions for you. And let's have a challenge. Do you think you can beat 75 out of 100? I'm sure you can. Let's find out. What does cryosurgery use to destroy diseased tissue? Extreme cold, gamma rays, or electricity? That uses extreme cold. The leaf of which tree is associated with censorship in art? Your options are olive, oak, or fig. The correct answer is fig. Can gold exist in a gaseous state? Yes or no? If it gets hot enough, the answer is yes. What fruit is a Carolina Reaper? Is that an apple, a banana, or a chili? That is a chili pepper. What type of animal is a frogmouth? Is that a bird, fish, or lizard? That is a type of bird. Which of these is not transmitted by mosquitoes? Malaria, typhoid, or dengue fever? The one not transmitted by mosquitoes is typhoid. Which of these is a cardinal direction? Left, up, or north? The answer is north. The famous medieval town of Bruges is in which country? Belgium, Austria, or Spain? And that's a beautiful must-visit place in Belgium. The main church in Vatican City is named after which saint? Is it Peter, Paul, or Mark? That is St. Peter's. Where is Riverdance originally from? Iceland, Ireland, or Canada? That originated in Ireland. Who was the leader of Libya from 1969 to 2011? Robert Mugabe, Charles Taylor, or Muammar Gaddafi? The correct answer is Gaddafi. Louisiana was named in honour of the king of which country? France, Spain, or Portugal? The answer is Louis XIV of France. Who starred in the movie Enter the Dragon? Was that Chuck Norris, Jackie Chan, or Bruce Lee? That was Bruce Lee. What word follows Jefferson in the name of an American rock band? Rocket, airplane, or jets? The answer is airplane. The movie The Great Escape is set during what war? World War I, World War II, or the Vietnam War? That is set in World War II. Which of these outlaws gained notoriety during the Great Depression? Bonnie and Clyde, Butch Cassidy, or Billy the Kid? Your correct choice there is Bonnie and Clyde. Where is Abbey Road, made famous by the Beatles? Is that in Liverpool, London, or Oxford? That's in London. Cheetah was the chimpanzee companion of which fictional hero? Indiana Jones, Flash Gordon, or Tarzan? He was the companion of Tarzan. What is Yogi Bear's girlfriend called? Is she Cindy, Barbie, or Tammy Bear? She is Cindy Bear. In ancient Greece, the term Olympiad referred to a period of how many years? 2, 3, or 4? The answer, 4 years. Which artist famously rode a wrecking ball in a music video? Was that Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, or Miley Cyrus? That was Miley Cyrus. How many megabytes are in a gigabyte? Are there 10, 100, or 1000? There are 1000. Which of these was a sauropod? Brontosaurus, Tyrannosaurus rex, or Triceratops? The correct one there, Brontosaurus. A litre of plain water contains how many calories? 0, 9, or 17? The answer is 0. Which of these African countries does not border Victoria Falls? Zambia, Zimbabwe, or Kenya? The one that doesn't is Kenya. Who stars as Freddie Mercury in the movie Bohemian Rhapsody? Was that Himesh Patel, Rami Malek, or Taron Egerton? That was Rami Malek. Which brand is featured in Andy Warhol's soup can paintings? Heinz, Campbell's, or Baxter's? The answer, Campbell's. Which of these is not a Michelangelo statue? David, Moses, or Venus de Milo? The one that's not is Venus de Milo. Roughly how many years ago did recorded history begin? 5,000, 10,000, or 20,000? The correct choice, 5,000. Which of these technologies launched in the 1980s? The DVD, cassette tape, or compact disc? That was the compact disc. Who makes the Polo car? Is that Volkswagen, Kia, or Toyota? That is Volkswagen. B is the symbol for which element? Is that boron, barium, or potassium? That is boron. The Solomon Sea is located in which ocean? The Indian, Atlantic, or Pacific? That's in the Pacific. The Lord of the Rings trilogy was filmed in which country? Iceland, New Zealand, or Norway? They were filmed in New Zealand. How many canine teeth do people typically have? 2, 4, or 6? Usually 4. The phrase poco a poco translates to what? Little by little, more and more, or step by step? The answer, little by little. What is the smallest country in the Americas? Is that Belize, St. Kitts and Nevis, or St. Lucia? It is St. Kitts and Nevis. Marty McFly is the main character in which film franchise? Men in Black, Jurassic Park, or Back to the Future? He's in Back to the Future. Which city is situated at the mouth of the Black Sea? Istanbul, Bucharest, or Sofia? The answer, Istanbul. What was the first British colony in Australia called? Was that Victoria, New England, or New South Wales? That was New South Wales. Which continent is the title of a hit song by the American band Toto? Asia, Europe, or Africa? The answer is Africa. Which of these individuals has a chemical element named after them? Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, or Thomas Edison? The answer is Einstein. Which gods are the main feature of the Percy Jackson novel series? Norse, Greek, or Egyptian? The answer is Greek gods. What is the basic unit of scoring in golf? Is it par, shot, or stroke? It is stroke. IATA, or maybe IATA codes, are three-letter codes for what? Sports teams, currencies, or airports? The answer is airports. In which Italian city did Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez marry? In Rome, Venice, or Florence? The answer is Venice. Which variety of tea is flavoured with bergamot oil? Earl Grey, Assam, or Oolong? That's the flavour of Earl Grey. Who You Gonna Call is the tagline from which movie? Alien, Castaway, or Ghostbusters? And who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. What is structured as a double helix resembling a twisted ladder? Is that the Milky Way galaxy, DNA, or atoms? The answer is DNA. Moray and conger are both types of which animal? Snakes, eels, or beetles? They are eels. Luciano Pavarotti was part of which operatic singing group? Il Divo, the Sopranos, or the Three Tenors? The answer, the Three Tenors. Durian is a notoriously smelly fruit from which continent? Asia, Europe, or Africa? That's from Asia. What type of animal is a huntsman? Is that a shark, a spider, or an eagle? That is a big spider. In Christianity, what are the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit known as? The Evangelists, the Trinity, or the Sacraments? They're known as the Trinity. How many clavicle bones do we have? Do we have 1, 2, or 6? That's another word for collarbone, which we have 2. What is a female duck called? Is she a pen, a gander, or a hen? She is a hen. The group of actors including Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and Sammy Davis Jr. were popularly known as what? The Rat, Brat, or Frat Pack? They were the Rat Pack. What is known as the Roof of Africa? Is that Table Mountain, the Sahara, or Mount Kilimanjaro? That is Mount Kilimanjaro. In fishing, what are snell, clinch, and hitch types of? Are they knots, bobbers, or hooks? They are all types of knots. A braai is a traditional barbecue in which country? South Africa, Australia or Mexico? And that's from South Africa. In the British Royal Navy, what was grog? Was it a dried food, a drink or a soup? It was a drink. San Jose is the capital of which Central American country? Panama, Costa Rica or Honduras? The answer, Costa Rica. What's the name of the yellow bird in the Peanuts comic strip? Is that Tweety, Daffy or Woodstock? That is Woodstock. How many sides does an Allen key or wrench have? Does it have 2, 4 or 6? The answer, it's hexagonal, so 6. Which common idiom means to meet expectations? Cut the mustard, piece of cake or bite the bullet? That is, cut the mustard. In badminton, the shuttlecock was traditionally made of feathers and what? Cork, rubber or leather? It was cork. The forint is the currency of which country? Yemen, Hungary or Nepal? That's the currency of Hungary. What is a small electronic device used to connect to another device? Is that a dingle, a dongle or a dangle? That is a dongle. What type of vegetable is a sugar snap? Is that a squash, a carrot or a pea? That's a type of pea. What is the only country that represents a letter in the NATO phonetic alphabet? India, Afghanistan or Zimbabwe? That is India for I. What is the phase of flight called when a pilot intends to land on the runway? Is that the approach, flight path or flight envelope? That is the approach. Who created the character the Lorax? Was that Beatrix Potter, Roald Dahl or Dr. Seuss? That was Dr. Seuss. An animal's hock is the rough equivalent to which human body part? The shoulder, ankle or neck? The answer, the ankle. What word means to shorten a piece of writing without losing its meaning? Amend, abridge or annotate? That is, abridge. Singer Harry Styles began his career as part of which group? Westlife, Wanted or One Direction? The answer, One Direction. Occipital is the scientific term for which body part? The jaw, the wrist or back of the head? And if you're enjoying the variety of the questions, please remember to give me a thumbs up. The answer, back of the head. Catherine Parr was the last wife of which king? Henry VIII, Charles I or Edward VI? She was the last wife of Henry VIII. On which continent did pineapples originate? South America, Africa or Asia? The answer is South America. Neymar is a star in which sport? Tennis, football or basketball? The answer, football. What type of tea is Yorkshire tea? Is it black, green or white? It's a blend of black tea. According to the proverb, you should strike while what is hot? The iron, the kettle or the pot? The answer, the iron. Which Michael Jackson song starts with, "She was more like a beauty queen"? Is that Smooth Criminal, Thriller or Billie Jean? The answer, Billie Jean. In a professional boxing match, there are usually how many judges? 1, 2 or 3? And there are 3. What is the word for a selection of small dishes in Greece? Is it tapas, meze or antipasti? And the answer is meze or meze. What is the English equivalent of the Spanish name Isabel? Is that Anne, Ivy or Elizabeth? That is Elizabeth. What is the primary hormone related to diabetes? Cortisol, insulin or adrenaline? The answer is insulin. Lanolin is a waxy substance obtained from which animal? A sheep, a pig or a horse? That's from sheep. In the Greek alphabet, which letter is represented by a triangle? Delta, Alpha or Sigma? That is delta. In Roman numerals, 600 is written as which? DVD, CD or DC? Did you work it out in time? The answer is DC. What was Henry VIII's favourite ship until it sank in 1545? The Golden Hind, HMS Victory or Mary Rose? That was the Mary Rose. In which decade was Marilyn Monroe born? The 20s, 30s or 40s? The answer, the 1920s. What is a common synonym for the word parsimonious? Miserly, generous or heroic? The answer, miserly. What word goes before drum for an hourglass-shaped drum from West Africa? Jumping, running or talking? That is a talking drum. Which French landmark is nicknamed La Dame de Fer? Is that the Louvre Museum, Eiffel Tower or Arc de Triomphe? And that is Iron Lady for the Eiffel Tower, which is a name for a naturally occurring group of fibrous silicate minerals, asbestos, pumice or Kevlar. The answer, asbestos. Aramco is the national oil company of which country? Iran, Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates? The answer is Saudi Arabia. Who wrote Lord of the Flies? Was that George Orwell, Ernest Hemingway or William Golding? That was William Golding. The Toowoomba, and I hope I said that correct, Chronicle is a newspaper published in which country? Australia, Costa Rica or Malaysia? And if any viewers are from there, please give me a shout in the comments down below. The correct answer is Australia. Raisin skates have a secondary way to draw water over their gills, using small openings located where? Behind their eyes, near their tails, or on their abdomen? The answer, behind their eyes. What is the least dense planet in our solar system? Is that Neptune, Saturn, or Venus? And it's less dense than water. The answer is Saturn. So, did you manage to get that question on Rays correct? And by the way, this t-shirt, it's one of my own designs. What do you think? I've just released a very small, unique selection of t-shirts. There's a link in the description down below. If you've got any questions on those, then message me in those comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to play another quiz, there's one for you here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.